You know, as I've gotten older, I've come across the realization that I don't think I have fun playing video games anymore. And when I say fun, I don't mean I don't enjoy them anymore. I mean, I more or less play video games in a way to maximize efficiency and how to beat the game, rather than trying to stop and smell the roses along the way. Part of that might be because growing up makes you do things like that. You only have so much time in a day, you gotta make every second count. We all die one day. Long gone are the days of getting some friends together and pushing a game to its limits of whatever fun was. And honestly, I think the last time I enjoyed a game like that was the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Now, some backstory. When I was younger, I used to be excited to get my monthly issue of Game Informer in the mail. And for those of you that don't know what Game Informer was, it was a GameStop video games centered magazine that came with the GameStop Power Up Rewards membership. And it would have details and interviews and upcoming game releases, along with the reviews of recently released titles. So pretty much what you see in every single YouTube game review except words on a page. And this was around the time when sites like IGN and Machinima were quickly gaining popularity due to having the instant up-to-date info on everything video game related. But since I was in middle school, without internet access, the only way I would hear about new games was Game Informer. And Game Informer was the small window into the outside world of video games for me. And to this day, I still remember when I saw the first look at the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. It was on the cover of the February 2011 issue, and it blew my damn mind. I remember seeing the screenshots that were revealed of the Dragonborn facing down the dragon, and how gobsmacked 12-year-old me was. It was the first time I had anticipated a video game in my life. The intricacies of how the game worked was unlike anything I had ever seen before. I was so enthralled by seeing Skyrim and Game Informer that I scrounged up what little money I could to go to GameStop and buy Oblivion, just so I could get a taste of what I was expecting. Now, I will note that Oblivion is beloved in its own right, and some people say Oblivion's better than Skyrim. I'm not here to debate that. But to me, it was only a stepping stone to the long wait of November 11th, 2011. 9 long months came and went, and getting there felt like an eternity. I got Skyrim for Xbox 360 when it was released, and boy oh boy, I played the hell out of that game. The graphics at the time were mind-boggling, and the sheer size and scope of the game was incredible. At school, every Monday, my friends and I would all talk about what we did in Skyrim over the weekend. We weren't outside, we weren't having fun, mostly because it was cold, but we just talked about Skyrim. Now, the rumors that swirled around school, like being able to ride a dragon to getting offered skooma from a wandering Khajiit encounter, was something that added to the mystique of what Skyrim had to offer. Finding glitches and weird bugs, that wasn't something that detracted from my enjoyment of the game. It added to the experience. Falling out of the map during the opening cutscene, that was absolutely hilarious. Managing to clip yourself out of Whiterun into the unrendered world map, go nuts. And now my personal favorite glitch was during the Break of Dawn questline, which involved the Dawn Star weapon and the Meridius Beacon quest item, which at the end of the quest has you talking to a ball of light in the sky, Meridia herself. But if you played your cards right, you could leave the conversation right before she sent you back down to the ground, and you could walk around the skybox for as long and as far as you wanted. Being able to fly in an open world game without cheats in 2011 was the adult equivalent of committing tax fraud and getting away with it. For legal reasons, IRS, that was a joke. Please don't tax audit me. I can't go through that again. And all the quest lines, NPCs, weapons, crafting systems, skill trees, hell, even being able to buy a house were all things that I wish for in any RPG I played up to that point. Although, side note, buying a house was something everybody wanted to do after the 2008 financial crisis, so maybe the fantasy aspect of that was raised a little higher since, you could be a homeowner, and not a lot of people are doing that these days. After 12 years and being released on every single console possible since its launch, has kind of left everybody Skyrim fatigue.
Alexa, play Skyrim.
You're level 57 and see a tall snowy mountain.
Climb it.
And when it comes to how many times Skyrim has been released on systems, I played it for Xbox 360, I played it for the PS3, I played it for the PS4, I've played it for the PS5 now, I played it for the PC, I didn't ever played it for the Xbox Series X or Xbox One because I never owned them, but I did play it for the Switch, and that's a really fun, goofy way to play it. If you ever want to play a really glitchy version of it, but one that still works. And public opinion of the game has drastically gone down since its launch, but its accessibility has skyrocketed, as I already mentioned, which is pretty cool to see. Now, Skyrim itself isn't a bad game per se, but it certainly has shown its age in recent years. But at its peak, you had everybody and their mother comparing other games to Skyrim. Far Cry 3, a game that released a year after Skyrim did, had a review on the front cover calling it like Skyrim with guns from Machinima. It was on the back of the box art. Grand Theft Auto 5, which released 2 years after Skyrim, its map size was compared directly to Skyrim's map size. Skyrim, it was the foundation, it was the marker of what every other game wanted to do because of its sheer size and scope. Just to put that into perspective, imagine if when GTA 6 launches in 25 years, whenever that is, and its tagline was, like Mario, but rated M. Everybody would lose their frickin' minds. You can hate Skyrim as a game, but you cannot disregard its influence in the game industry. Now, I've played through Skyrim once, almost every year since its launch in 2011, and unfortunately, it just doesn't feel the same way it used to. Even with all the next-gen upgrades and graphical updates and being released with the definitive editions, which I do believe it is called the Anniversary Edition now, but before that it was the Special Edition, which included the Hearthflame DLC, which lets you build a house, and the bonus Dragonborn DLC and the Dawnstar DLC, if I'm not mistaken. But that's not the point here. The point is, even with all the next-gen upgrades and graphical updates, I haven't enjoyed it the same. And maybe it's because I've gotten older. I mean, in 2024, Skyrim will be the same age I was when it was initially released. It will be 13 years old. And I played Skyrim for the first time when I was 13. And I believe there comes a point in most people's lives when the things you enjoy are no longer enjoyable the same way. Not to say that they're terrible, they're just not the same. And that's okay. We all change in one way or another. Honestly, I envy kids these days who've played Fortnite for 5 years straight and get constant updates on their favorite titles, because I bet most of them feel the same way I used to playing Skyrim. Pure, unfiltered awe of what a game could offer in a sandbox environment, letting your imagination lead the way. Now, this isn't meant to be a retrospective review on Skyrim, but I'll look into a brief period of the last time video games felt fun to me in that way. And I know other people who have grown out of their years of binging a new video game because they grew up, and it's bittersweet in its own way. Life comes at you quick. You don't have as many hours in a day to have your own time to sit down and enjoy a different world or perspective in a video game media format. And you'll forget how good or bad a game you might have played when you were a kid was, but I guarantee you'll never forget how much fun you had playing it. Because that's the reason we played them in the first place. And at the end of the day, we've all got our own Skyrim, whatever game that might be. For a lot of kids these days, that game's probably going to be Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, what have you. For some of you watching this, it might be Super Mario Bros. 3. It could be some random obscure anime fighter game that was only released on the PS Vita in Japan. Whatever it is, it's something that you'll always hold on to, very dearly. Something you'll always enjoy, no matter how old you get, no matter where you go in life. And I find that beautiful. We all have our own Skyrim in a way. So please, remember to stop and smell the roses along the way, because one day, the roses won't be there to smell. Thank you for watching.